Hey there, and welcome to Wow Moments. And this training is all about teaching the skeletal and muscular systems, which I love teaching about the human bodies. And this is another one of my favorite lessons to teach. There's so many ways that you can get your students excited about this. I mean, who doesn't love talking about themselves? We're made of all kinds of bones and muscles. So it's really, really fun to dive into this lesson. So, first and foremost, I'm so glad you're here and I'm so excited to dive into this and find some ways to engage your students, not only in this particular topic, but some of these things could be used for different topics as well. So, when I teach, I like to use the wow factor. First of all, you have to get your students hooked in. You want to use wonder strategies to help your students become internally motivated to learn. Once you have that, you can now start diving deeper into the content, diving deeper into the vocabulary words and different things of that sort. But you don't want to overwhelm your students, because what happens when you give your students too much information at one time, they end up not learning anything at all. That's what research shows. So you want to overcome their overwhelm, and that is the second step. So now we have your students wondering, you have taught them the lesson. The next thing to do is to widen their knowledge. So this is extending their knowledge beyond what the state standards may require, or just wanting to give them an opportunity to apply what they've learned. So, are y'all ready to dive in to how to use the wow factor to teach skeletal and muscular systems? All right, let's go. So, the first thing is to engage your students and help them to become internally motivated to learn. So, we're going to use that first power move of the wow factor, which is using wonder strategies. Now, there are many ways to do this, but when I taught these muscular, skeletal, and other body systems, I love to use the life size diagram. Now, you can use this as a widen strategy, but it also makes a great wonder strategy because you can use it as a pre-assessment or giving students the opportunity to research it before you dive in deeper. So what you'll need is you go get that bulletin board paper and you have your students spread it out all over the floor. And if there's not any room in your classroom, you can use the hallways, or maybe you can talk the coach at your school into using the gym. Just wherever you can find a space, get those large pieces of bulletin board paper that will fit your student's whole body onto it. So you could put your students into groups and pick one person in that group they can pick to lay down on that paper and to get traced. And their job, after they have that outline of their life-size body, they can start drawing life-size organs in the skeletal system and or the muscular system, whatever you want to choose. And like I said, you can use this as a pre-assessment to see what they know collectively as a group. Do they know where the bones go in the body? Do they know the muscles? What can they label? So you can, like I said, pre-assessment or have them research to determine what things are a part of these body systems. So that will get them really engaged. You've activated prior knowledge. They've learned a little bit. So now you're ready to dive into the second power move of the wow factor, and that is to overcome overwhelm. And you've already taken the first step. They've already got their minds reeling and learning and thinking about the content. So the next thing you want to do is use the 7 steps when you're teaching your lesson to make sure that your students retain the content. So I use these to create these interactive lessons. So things such as highlighting important information, separating things into segments. Then I have these embedded activities within those segments to test their knowledge. There are also other steps that I include in these lessons, and I'll show this in the links below. You can go to brightinthemiddle.com/retain, and all of the steps with examples are included. So, last but not least, after you have given them wonder and they're curious, you have taught them the lesson, you can now widen their knowledge. And one of my favorite things to do when teaching about the skeletal and muscular system is to dissect a chicken wing. And I know this is not feasible in all classrooms. I understand that. That's why I do have the chicken wing dissection lab, and I can link that below. But it includes an instructional video to show you how to dissect the chicken wing. But if you don't have the means to actually have all of your students to do it, well, number one, you could do it as a demo, but number two, you can actually just pull up the video and have them answer the reflection questions and think through things by watching the video. This is really fun. You can really see how the skeletal and muscular systems work in our body by looking at a chicken wing. As always, let me know if you have any questions about either how to help your students retain information. If you have questions about other ways to bring the wow factor in the classroom, there are more ideas that I have for teaching skeletal and muscular systems, so I'll link that below. All the links I'll link below. But if you have any questions, let me know. And as always, shine bright and have a great day.